Some experts predict that an increase in crime will continue into 2022. KTSM anchor Christina Aguayo has more.
It's being called an epidemic, the spike in violent crimes that's happening across the nation, including in New Mexico and Texas. This as assaults against law enforcement professionals are also on the rise.
One of the unfortunate and perhaps unintended consequences of all of the protests and demonstration and really the outcry around social justice in the aftermath of law enforcement involved tragedies like George Floyd is that there is now this rift between law enforcement and communities that has translated into an increase in violent crime in communities across the country.
According to FBI data, there were more than 21,000 homicides last year, a number not seen since the 90s.
When police are fully staffed and fully equipped in terms of having enough officers to put on the street, there's more visibility naturally in communities, and when there's an increase in visibility, there's always a decrease in crime.
In addition, 150 officers were killed in the line of duty last year, including 15 in Texas.
What we've seen over the last several years is law enforcement professionals leaving the profession like never before. Retirements are up in law enforcement all over the country. Police departments and sheriff's offices are unable to recruit officers and deputies, and what that translates into is an increase in crime and victimization in our most vulnerable communities.
In El Paso, there were nearly 500 incidents of resisting arrest or assaults on an officer during an arrest. According to the EPPD, officers are often out due to injury, saying, quote, "If you ask to what the rise in violence can be attributed, and there are several factors, one that can't be discounted is the fact that media across the country in all platforms to some extent has contributed to sowing contempt towards police, resulting in the rising violence against officers. While violence against police officers has existed since the inception of modern policing, the continuous popular negative light cast on police by the media and many highly placed individuals has given rise to the increase over the last 2 years. The solution? More trust, less bias, and good leadership.
We cannot have people in elected office that are demonizing law enforcement unfairly or defending law enforcement unfairly. And there's more that unites us together than there is that divides us.
Reporting for KTSM, Christina Aguayo.